Welcome on in. Post-election NYMD podcast. Think there was an election. Not even sure what happened. You know what? All we care about here is sports. We don't live in the regular world. We live in the world of nothing but sports. And we don't deal with the consequences of what goes on outside of here. It's all about the NYMD podcast. It's about sports. It's about you, the people. You, the people, and what you deserve. And I vow to you from this day forward that the NYMD podcast and all of you together will make podcasts great again.
Because at the end of the day, Hurt, we, meaning the NY to MD podcast, is the podcast for all Americans.
And that is, we are the podcast of truth.
Yeah.
Yep. You picked truth today, and we appreciate it.
Woo!
So how are you?
Oh, man. Can I like actually exhale down her?
Yeah.
Oh boy. It's been a long week, Hurt.
Listen. I was worried about you after that game on Sunday and how the week was gonna go. But I mean, I know you're just gonna sit here and just talk about that Maryland Penn State game.
Dude. Man,
I don't know what else there is to talk about. There's really nothing happening else in the world, man.
So sports happened. Did sports really happen this week, yo?
Dude, that's all. Wait, there was other sports? Well, college football happened this week because it was the AP poll and the college football coaches poll. That's what happened.
Man, I honestly gotta be honest with you here. I feel like I was in another world this week, man. I didn't expect this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was just fully immersed in the election. I didn't see this coming. Dude, I don't even know what to say. I've watched so many news networks and stuff in the past five days, dude. It's been a long week. Yeah, I don't even know what, dude. I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
my focus was completely shifted, man.
Yeah. Did you voted early, right?
Yeah, I voted about a month ago.
Okay, so I'm as we all know, I'm better when things happen at the last second. So I went to go stand in line at the Laney Valley High School.
Okay. And
went to go vote. Took Sophia with me, of course.
Right.
Because she'll be able to vote in 8 years. Will be her first one. Because I don't think no, that'll be her first presidential one. So 6 years will be a primary or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Midterm type thing for her. So that'd be her first one. So I wanted to take her again because I usually always take her just to experience this whole thing. And the line wasn't too long. It was, whatever. So, you do that. You vote. You get home. Things turn colors. Things don't turn colors. And you sit there and you just watch what's going on. What's up, Doc?
Morning.
And it was like a normal election Tuesday. Still don't know why we don't get that day off, but that's the one thing I was thinking about. It was a nice day too. It wasn't cold. It was, it was kind of like how this weekend's been.
Yeah.
Climate change, I guess. And from that day, because it's been a rough week for me, but it was just like you said. When I was at work, when I was doing stuff, I'm looking at the phone. I'm on Yahoo. I'm on whatever this site. this site has this number, this site has that number. This person, says this over here. This person says this over here. This is being over here. It was just a week of like, okay, just to be patient.
Yeah,
just to be patient. But I didn't expect it to happen on a Saturday. I really didn't. I was thinking Monday, something, I don't know. So, and then it happened, and supposedly it's over.
Yeah.
So, which is good because I want to get back to normal.
Yeah. You know what this week felt like for me? Honestly, it felt like I was back in school, right? I'm watching TV, and I felt like I was either in math or geography class because I've learned about so many counties, dude. I never heard of before.
Yes.
Gwinnett County in Georgia.
Yeah.
Maricopa County in Arizona.
See, I love geography, but I hate math. Yes.
Dude, it was almost like I was watching like a stock ticker or something, waiting for numbers waiting for numbers to come in for different states. It was crazy, man. But it was it's been a good week. It's funny. Like you say, you took Soapy to the polls with you, and in my household, my oldest, this is her first time voting. Yeah. So she's very, very heavily she follows politics.
Okay.
So this was exciting for her because this was her first time voting. And she it's just funny, just seeing your kids and just seeing the emotions they're going through and stuff like that. But I will say this has been cool because, and I'm sure just like in your household, this has been an opportunity for us to just talk to our kids, about the importance of voting and the importance of getting involved in just the.
Yeah. So there's 12,235 outstanding votes left in name your county. If the candidate won, get 64% of those votes.
Right.
All week, all day.
Dude, I was doing so much math, yo.
Oh God, I know. No, what made me mad was on one channel. I don't want to give away, who I vote for, what channel I watch the most. But John King on CNN, that dude would just write it down and then like this is at 94%. I'm like, did you look at that? How did you know? Like, you got to have a calculator.
Right.
I don't know what he had because I'm not a math. I am not a math person. I'm a word person. I'm not a math person. So numbers send me someplace that I don't need to go. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the fact that he was writing them down and then writing the percentage of whatever it was already, and like the second he got the stuff in there was just kind of like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Like but all this always reminds me of sports because there's always two teams involved. It's a rivalry game, So yeah. Oh, dude. If John King, listen, or any of them, yeah, I would. Yes.
But let's speak of the sports. It's funny you should say sports because we're going to relate this to sports real quick. I almost feel like the election is like the NFL draft or like the Super Bowl, right? And it's like you have your three stations, your 3 or 4 stations you can go to, right? I liken John King to Mel Kiper, right? Like he was the original, football guru, football draft guru, and he does it the best, right? Yep. And then you have your Todd McShays and your Mike Mayock's, that are good at what they do, but Mel Kiper's the man, and that's how I feel about John King. Like, dude, I tried to watch, and I did flip from network to network just to get different perspective. But John King, he is like perfected this, man. Like he has perfected the election day, the election night. Just to process with his big board and his calculations, and
just the little boom, and it comes up. It's like, let's go. So at 1 a.m., at 2 a.m., at 3 a.m., you know what I mean?
Yes.
Let's zoom in here. 4 years ago,
explains things, but we still have votes in this county that are coming in, but dude, he is.
And who he reminds me of, and who I loved, and who got me into this whole thing?
Who's that?
Tim Russert.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's your
Tim
boy.
Russert didn't have none of these fancy boards to use. My man Tim had like napkins. And he would write in counties and he would come up and show you, like, if so and so gets 12 more of these, then they're the next rate United States. And you're just like, dude's writing on a napkin. You know what I mean? Like, that's Tim Russert's enthusiasm for the system, for the electoral college, got me hooked into all of this. And John King gives me that same thing.
Okay.
But Tim Russert was just so good. I mean, God, he would have loved this election. He's so good.
Yeah.
But it just kind of reminds me that I was like, okay. I was like, okay, John.
Yeah.
I was like, but yeah, him and Wolf, man, my God, they stood up for like 40 hours.
Yeah, but Wolf was a little too excited, man. He was cutting John off. Like, I don't know if you saw that, but like John would try to talk and what was coming. Yeah, but what's going on over here? John's like, calm down. I
know. What's going on in Upper Peninsula? It's like John's like, we're gonna get there. We got to talk about Arizona.
Yeah,
it was. I mean, the coverage and everything. It's I don't know. It's like it was 4 years ago or 8 years ago or whatever. Or Bush Gore was, I think, my first real one that we got into, and everything was, hanging by a Chad in that election.
I think Bush Gore was the first presidential election we voted in. Is that the first one?
We were 24.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think I remember.
Yeah, I think Bush Gore.
Clinton. Who did Clinton run against the second time?
See, I don't think I've. Oh no, I guess I did vote. Yeah, I guess that would have been my first election. Clinton. He went up against. Damn, who did he go up against?
Because I know obviously it was Herbert Walker the first time.
Yeah, who the heck?
And then the second time, the crazy thing the only person that came in my head, which he was a Democrat, so he didn't run against him, was Michael Dukakis. But that's, I think I remember all the losers more than I remember.
Come on, Doc. Who did Clinton go up against in 2009? It was Ross Perot. It was Bill Clinton. And who was a Republican candidate?
Wait, was Ross Perot the second one or the first one?
Maybe it was the first. Maybe maybe that was the first one. Hey, who's the Republican candidate? Let's see.
I remember Ross H. Perot.
Dude, that's crazy. I don't even remember. But anyway,
they lost.
Yeah,
but yeah.
But I think you're right. I think that 2000 election was one I was probably more invested in.
Yeah, I remember watching it. I was somewhere because I voted, and I just remember that night. It was just all the controversy and how close it was, of course, and of course it came down to one state, and we all know, that took. You're talking about something that took forever. That took forever.
Yeah.
To go through, and lawyers and recounts and Florida.
Well, we'll see what happens with this one. This one is far from over, but it was. I like when election time comes around, presidential election time comes around, because it kind of it reminds me of a sporting event. It really does, man.
Yeah. So it's a rivalry game every 4 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Every 2, but definitely every 4. It's definitely a rivalry game.
Yeah.
So, and my favorite color is red, but just not all the time. So we'll see how it works out. But so congratulations to our vice president and president-elects. Good luck to them.
Yeah.
And I hope they do well. Now let's get into sports.
Yes. So what happened again last week?
I have no idea. Don't even know.
I like it. You know what?
Like my brain stopped anything before Tuesday. It was just like.
Actually, you know what? I'm kind of glad, honestly. I had this, I don't want to call it distraction, but I had a little a break away from sports because things didn't go well on Sunday for my team. That loss to the Steelers. Oof, that was rough, man. That was rough.
No, you said you had to break away from the television for a little bit, right?
Well, I'm glad. It was almost like this election stuff kind of distracted me from what was going on with sports because I hadn't been paying attention, and I'm sure people were pissed at Lamar and pissed at the Ravens.
I know I was.
When yeah,
fantasy points.
Yeah,
because I was going to sweep the charades in fantasy.
Not so fast, my friend.
No, exactly. Thank you, Dalvin Cook.
Kill me, Lord.
Dalvin, man, you know what? That surprised me because, and I think we both picked Green Bay for that game.
Yes.
He went off, but and again, he's my boy, went to Florida State. But he had every touchdown known to man. He scored. Only thing he didn't do basically was return a kickoff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he scored like every way possible, man. And I'm like, dude, what is going on? Like, can somebody tackle him? He was just racking up points. At one point, he was beating my whole team.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I'm not winning. I tried to make a little bit of comeback, but Lamar did not help me out at all.
Nah.
So I think, but the biggest surprise to me was that Minnesota Green Bay game because Minnesota played so well and Green Bay had you should call it a hiccup.
Mm-hmm.
But I was surprised by that. And I was not surprised because we kind of talked about it, the Cincinnati Tennessee game.
I wasn't surprised at all, dude. I said on the podcast I should just go ahead and pick them.
Yeah, and I knew it was going to be a tough game, but I didn't expect Cincinnati to kind of dominate that game in a way.
Well, yeah, but Tennessee's defense, we said this terrible. It's
horrible.
Terrible, yes.
Horrible.
Speaking of terrible, are you watching the matchup?
Well, real quick. You know what's funny? When I'm sitting here looking at these pick'ems now, because I've been looking at this election stuff forever, all these things now are percentages. So now I'm just thinking all these are states. Now whoever won, 87% and 13%. Now, no, I'm not watching it.
Okay.
No, is that today?
Oh, I think it's this month. I had no idea.
Okay. Yeah. No.
Wait a minute. Is the Masters this week?
Yes, it is. The Masters is this week.
Wow.
Yes, I'll watch that. I'll watch them. I need some tranquil Jim Nance.
Yeah. Hello, friend.
I need that quarter.
Even in the November fall, the azaleas are still in bloom. Oh boy!
Oh yeah, I need some the Masters tournament. I'll be very happy with that. Yeah. So I needed that laugh, but yeah, I felt bad for Cam.
Oh yeah, that's right. So the Patriots have lost what, 4 in a row now?
No. Did they start out 2-0?
Dude, I don't know. All I know, what's their record?
2-4, or 2-5.
Yeah, I think we've lost 4 in a row now.
Yeah,
and I did see that play. You told me about the fumble. Oh yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, I just felt so bad for him.
You know what's crazy? I actually picked the Jets to beat New England this week, but then I saw something came out that Sam Darnold's not going to start my man Joey Flacco. So
yeah, Joe.
Yeah, I went back with the with the Patriots. Sorry, Joe. I love you, Joe, but you're done, dude.
Yep. You said the Raiders were going to beat the Browns, right? You had that game,
and I was right.
Yep. And again, remember 1 week it was they look so good without OBJ. Then the next week they can't do anything.
Right.
It's just Baker. People just need to understand that it's just freaking Baker Mayfield.
Right.
And it's like, is it OBJ? OBJ makes a team. He's a headache, but the dude, that game against Dallas, they wouldn't have won without him. Dude takes a reverse. How long was that? 60, 70 yards? The dude, that's a guy who could make or break a game for you, but mostly he could win game. I've seen him single-handedly beat teams. So I get tired of that narrative, like he's some kind of issue. He doesn't have any, huge off the court. Well, he's a little bit eccentric. Most receivers are, but it's not like he's Antonio Brown and things. No. Speaking of Antonio Brown, we'll discuss him because he'll be playing this week. But come on now. But anyway, OBJ's out for the year. So, but still, I just get tired of that narrative. We both picked the Colts over the Lions because you hate Matthew Stafford.
Yep. Oh, but you know what? I gotta say, I wish him well. He did test positive for COVID this week, I heard.
Yep.
But I think he's starting today somehow, though.
I think he passed all the protocols or something.
Okay.
Yeah. So supposedly, I guess he's okay. Of course, we had the Chiefs. I did pick the Rams, but it was Tua time.
Yeah.
Miami had a great game plan. Defense showed up. They stunned the Rams at home in Tua's first start. I mean, these Tuas, man, they're 2-0 or 3-0 in their last 3 games.
Oh, man. To Aaliyah, man.
Yep.
My man showed out last night, but I guess we'll talk about that a little bit later. But
definitely. Oh yeah, we have to.
Yeah.
In that rivalry game. Of course, Pittsburgh Ravens. I picked Pittsburgh. I think you did too.
I picked Pittsburgh as well.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, that game was still tough for you, which we understand that.
Yeah.
Chargers Broncos. I picked the Chargers.
And I picked the
Broncos, even though the Chargers should have won that game.
Should have, would have heard.
Yeah, that was. I'm so mad. And then I picked New Orleans because you picked Chicago.
Right, I picked the Bears. The Bears should have won that game.
Yeah, but shoulda, woulda, coulda. She would say. Seahawks over the now. What's that dude's name? DeGrappolo.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but they got injuries galore now.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be the same team. Adel Kittle's out for weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, Seattle won that game. The Monday night game, I didn't skip one. I'm going to go back to it. The Monday night game was Tampa Bay and the Giants, which was a little bit more competitive than it should have been.
Yeah, man. What in the world?
Weird game. But Tampa Bay ended up winning. And the Sunday night game was Philadelphia against not ever to see the field again, Ben DiNucci's. And the Cowboys.
We mean not ever to see the field again.
Well, at least he's not starting this week. They signed 2 quarterbacks this week.
Wait a minute, what?
This is why I try to explain to people. They were so. What's the word I'm looking for?
Dude, I'm like really confused right now.
Dude, the general manager of the team basically said that DiNucci was not ready. And he basically cost them the game. And they're signing a new quarterback this week to start their game. It's Cooper Rush. So yeah, he would be joining the team after COVID-19 protocols. Oh, or is it? Oh wait. Oh no, they signed Garrett Gilbert from Cleveland.
Who?
And he will start week 9 versus the Steelers.
Who?
And Cooper Rush will serve as the backup.
Wow.
Because the dude basically buried DiNucci. DiNucci struggled against the Eagles largely due to protection issues. He was sacked 4 times, hit 7 through 4 quarters. But again, Jerry Jones said is frankly more than he can handle, is what he said about DiNucci's play against the Eagles, noting the protection issues. So they went and got 2 quarterbacks who haven't even been in the system all season.
What is Jerry doing?
This is who they are. And don't get me wrong, it makes me extremely happy.
Yeah.
But this is the mess. Who does that? Who comes and you sign this guy, you drafted him. He faces a pretty good defense, right? In his first start, he struggles. So you go sign 2 dudes off the street. What do you think you have a chance still? And you don't play anybody. You don't play Washington, who waxed you. You don't play a divisional opponent. You don't face the Jets this week. You face the opposite of the Jets this week. You face the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wow.
And you're sitting in a dude who's known the playbook for what, 5-6 days, 10 days, 20 days, whatever.
It was news to me, man. I did not. You know, I
Yeah.
might actually change my pick now. Hold on, real quick.
Wait, you did wait, no, please, please tell me, please.
Oh, I know. I did pick the Steelers.
Okay, good Lord. I mean,
No,
listen,
you know, I've only been picking the Cowboys because every time I pick them, they lose.
but let's don't do this. Not just I know it's the Steelers, but just don't do it this week.
What up? You want me to pick Dallas?
No,
Oh, okay. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
I want you. I understand this. This is what we got to go through. Is my point. This is how dysfunctional they are. This is how dysfunctional they are. It's like it's sitting here. We have somebody come on the show, and then next week we're like, well, they weren't ready, so we just got this other guy or this other woman to come on the show.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Well, what happened to your third co-host? Yeah, they weren't ready. It was actually too big for them. So we signed this guy from this other podcast who was on the bench, and we told him how the show goes, and he's going to be starting this week.
I don't understand that.
That's who they are. All right, let's get to this week. I don't even want to talk about them, even though we will. All right, so the Thursday night game this week was Green Bay and San Francisco. Of course, due to all San Francisco's injuries, it wasn't fair, and of course, one team has Aaron Rodgers, and a 34-17 victory for Green Bay.
Yeah, I probably would have picked the Packers, but I didn't even know who was playing this week, honestly.
Oh, I mean, we discussed it on Sunday.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we discussed it on Sunday because you picked Green Bay.
Okay, good. Okay.
All right. So first game, Broncos Falcons. Who you got?
I'm taking Drew Lock in the Falcons. I mean, good Lord, in the Broncos again.
All right. I mean, that's a good pick. I'm picking Atlanta. Because you know what? Atlanta's come through. So I got to go for Atlanta this week.
Yeah, that's a good point, Hurt.
They came through. So I'm voting for Atlanta. Seattle on the road to Buffalo. Who you got?
I'm Seahawks.
Yes, okay. I got Buffalo in this one.
Okay.
And they've struggled, I think, just playing at home. Seattle's got one loss. I don't know. I just kind of have a feeling about this game. So I'm picking the Bills.
Right.
Bears at Titans.
I'm picking the Bears.
No, Bears. Okay, I'm picking the Titans. I don't think they're going to lose 3 in a row. I think they have an overall better team offensively. If they could just stop Allen Robinson, they should be fine. Because that dude seems unstoppable. He's like everywhere. All right, your favorite team, Detroit Lions, against my favorite team and quarterback. Oh, you know what? It's the battle of our favorite quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah.
The Lions and the Vikings. I'll go first. Minnesota, I'll say they got a little bit of momentum. I'm going to pick them at home against Detroit.
All right. Well, you know what? Like you said earlier, Detroit did come through for us.
Yes, they did.
They came through for us in a big way.
So did Minnesota.
Yeah, but
yeah, Detroit did come through in a big way. You're right.
Yeah, you know, I gotta go with Soda.
Baltimore on the road facing the Colts.
I'm gonna pick the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm picking the Ravens.
I think they're going to bounce back this week. It's not going to be easy, but I think they'll bounce.
I think the Colts have a really good defense, but I think that open holes for a little bit better and effective running by Lamar, and I think the Ravens win this game.
By the way, the Ravens racked up 200 and almost 300 rushing yards against the Steelers last week. That was crazy.
It is, but it almost seemed like it was like not effective. It was weird.
It was effective. Very effective.
It was, but it just I don't know. It's almost like when Army does that, they win the game. You know what I mean? It was just weird that Baltimore. I don't know. That Baltimore's had some weird looking games this season.
Yeah, well, we lost because we turned the ball over 4 times.
Yeah, well, that of course, never helps. And Lamar did not help me with that.
No.
Anyway, I don't want to talk about it. All right.
By the way, real quick, for all you Lamar haters out there, couple things. Lamar has yet to have 2 full seasons of football playing. Okay. Second of all, Lamar has beat every team he's ever faced except for 2 teams, the Titans and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Pittsburgh Steelers may not have his number, but they play well against Lamar. Okay. But against everybody else, he's fine. Everybody take a chill pill. The Ravens need a little bit of adversity. Lamar needs a little bit of growing pains because he needs to, get better. He had a historical year last year, but he is not the complete finished product. Okay, so
everybody, but they want him to fail. That's all it is.
Right.
They just want him to fail because of the style of quarterback that he is.
Right.
That it has nothing to do with him personally or who he plays for. It's just how he plays. And they will critique him and say he's going to fail if he throws 2 incomplete passes. That's just how people are. They want their prototypical drop back style quarterback. They always will. They always have. So no matter what happens with Lamar, when he does have a good game, it's because something the defense didn't do right. You know what I mean? Right. So it's not because of his accuracy or he had good throws or whatever the case is. So it's just a narrative that's just old, and just enjoy the game, watch him play. He'll make mistakes, he'll make good plays, like all quarterbacks.
He is still a young quarterback, and he needs to grow. Oh, by the way, Dez Bryant elevated to the active roster today and may play.
Good for Dez. Because that last team, well, not the last team, the team before the last team he was on, I hated.
All right,
and he still didn't get in the end zone. Kansas City at home against the Panthers. Again, we both got Chiefs.
Yeah.
Washington at home to the New York Football Giants.
Washington will bring home a victory this time against New York.
Yeah, I got Washington. I think it's going to be competitive, as these games always are. May not come down to a 2-point conversion try on this one, but I think I have Washington winning this game.
All right.
The battle of the 1-6s. Houston, we want to rebuild. JJ Watt ain't having none of it. Texans against Minshew-less Jaguars. What you got?
Wait, what happened to Minshew?
I think he had broken bones in his thumb.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So,
let me see who's playing. Jake Luton.
Dude, man, I've been away, man. I don't know what.
Wait, did you pick the Jaguars in this game?
No.
Okay, I'm about to say. Okay. But yeah, Jake Luton will be starting.
All right, whoever that is.
Rootin' Tootin' Jake Luton.
All right.
Yeah, I made that up on my. All right, so yeah, both got Texans. The Las Vegas are on the road to the LA Chargers. Divisional game. Who you got?
Los Angeles Superchargers. Los Angeles Superchargers.
So I was going to pick the Raiders because, Nevada pulled through. But after they were fined for COVID violations and had a draft pick taken away.
Wait, a what?
Yeah, because they can't keep their masks on. So, you know what? I forgot. You've been away.
They had a draft pick taken away?
Yeah.
Like a first round draft pick?
No. It was like hold on a second.
Man, so much is happening.
Let me get this. I know, right?
Good Lord.
Come on. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. That was on there. Lose what draft pick? 6th round. Oh, so they were fined $500K, which of course that's nothing. $150 for John Gruden, $1,000, and a 2021 6th round pick for repeated COVID-19 protocol violations.
Come on, Chucky. You should know better than that.
Yeah, so I'm still picking them. I'm still picking the Raiders.
Yeah, Nevada did come through for us, so
I'm picking the Raiders. Pittsburgh on the road against the Ben DiNucci-less Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, Pittsburgh. All right, next game.
Next one.
Which I think I'm looking forward to this game. Arizona at home to Miami. Who you got?
Hey, man, the great state of Arizona came through, man,
Oh wait, have they called that yet?
in a
Because
big way. Huh? Oh, yeah. Well, put it this way:
I
some
don't think it's
stations have called it. The lead is
that's
shrinking, but it's pretty much a mathematical
true. Yeah,
improbability at this point. Trust me,
true.
I've done the math. They came through in a big way, so I'm picking Arizona.
Cool. All right.
And
I picked Arizona.
Miami did not come through at all.
Well,
This
no,
was
the area of Miami didn't come through. So yeah, I'm picking Arizona. The wonderful Sunday night game, which is going to be 8 billion times better than the Monday night game. We have Tampa Bay at home against the New Orleans Saints. Who you got?
I went back and forth on this one.
Bang,
I
bang.
picked Tampa, but I got a feeling. See, I just should pick New Orleans, but I'm gonna stick with Tampa. But I think New Orleans is going to win. I don't know what the heck is. I don't know, but I'm just going to pick with Tampa.
Yeah, I picked Tampa Bay. I think they're going to win this game. I think they're the healthier team. Drew Brees was held out of practice a couple times this week.
Why?
I think they're trying to do the infamous load management for
Really?
him. Yeah, I really do. I think they're just trying to conserve his arm at this point. So I think Tampa Bay is going to win this one. And whenever Michael Thomas decides to show up, it'd be great. Thank you, Michael.
Well, he's playing this week, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's playing.
I think I should have gotten alert.
I put him in my lineup in fantasy.
Every time I need to check because I know Antonio Brown's playing.
I could have sworn hold on.
I'll look since I know he's on my team, but honestly I don't even know because that dude's been out since he's got again 5 fantasy points all season.
All season he's got 5?
All season 5.
Wow,
that's it. So, but I got Tampa Bay. Monday night we have the New England Patriots on the road against the bye weeks.
Real quick, according to NFL.com, Saints wide receiver Michael Thomas good to go versus Bucks, barring setback. So,
which he probably could have at like 12:58. All right, Patriots Jets.
Yeah, so I actually changed my pick. I actually picked the Jets to beat the Patriots. This was going to be their first victory, but then I saw a headline about Sam Darnold not playing, which means Joe Flacco's starting. And like I said, love Joe. That's my man, but he's washed up.
Hey, listen, I'm always going to back a Joe from Delaware.
All right.
And you should too. God, that was just right there, right?
That was awesome. That was quick on your feet right there, man. I'm impressed, I must say. But even though that's the case,
yeah,
I got it. I'm picking the Patriots, man.
I'm picking the Patriots. They need this win. Last week hurt. They were driving down, fumble at the 10-yard line at Buffalo. At least could have set up a time field goal, but it didn't. So I think they'll come back. They have too much talent. I know the Jets will fight, but they're the Jets. So yeah, that's what happens. So I have the Patriots losing. And speaking of losing, let's start off with the bottom 5.
Oh, it's that time again, Hurt.
I got 5 on it. You know what it's gonna be. I got 5 on it. And it's gonna start with the JETs. So the number 1 team, of course, listed on my bottom 5, is going to be the New York Jets. Who else can it be? We can't have anyone else but them until they win a game. You play to win the game, as their old coach used to say. But they haven't won one yet, so therefore they have to stay where they are.
Yeah, man, a great state in New York, man. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, they came through though, because they overstayed. But I wonder if they're going to take back any old prodigies back home in January. But we'll see. Having the most losses in the NFL at this current time. Oh, the second most losses. I'm sorry, NFL. You have to be number 2. And since they're in the same stadium, I might as well put them together. So the New York Football Giants, who are 1-7, as they the Jets still maintaining a 1-game lead basically over them. The Giants, Danny Turnover. I'm not even calling them dimes. Danny Turnover is that dude's just been throwing picks. Hopefully he'll throw some more today. The Giants got to be number 2 on there. Number 3, Jacksonville. It's that team just started going downhill, on their way ever since they went to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
And all that infighting and I'm not a Tom Coughlin guy. But just all the rules and the things and all this other stuff, and then trading away people, Jacksonville is number 3 on the list. Number 4, they play against each other. There's all these it's Houston Texans. J.J. Watt doesn't want to rebuild. He wants to go somewhere. I don't blame him at this point in his career. And especially somebody who's hurt a lot as well. J.J. Watt should play for a contender. They didn't trade anybody. It was really no big trades this season. Yeah. But the Texans shouldn't be 1-6. But when you trade away people and don't get draft picks back, and then you trade someone who you got a 2 that you traded a 2 for to get a 3, I don't know. It's just Texans are number 4. They just need to be there because they're terrible. And rounding out the list could be a whole bunch of teams that we have at 2-6. Falcons, Vikings are 2-5. But I have to put this team on my bottom 5 because I despise them so much. And, they just want to replace their quarterback because the dude's first start was against the Eagles. So they're just picking people off the scrap heap to start because Ben DiNucci wasn't ready. And that's your Central America's team, the Cowboys.
Very good.
And they should be number 1, honestly. But that'll just been me being, vindictive and stuff. But they deserve to be on that list because they're straight hot garbage. So get some good news in there. Who you got in your top 5?
Well, this is going to be pretty boring. I have the same 5 teams that I have last week. I just have them in a different order. I tried to take the Ravens out the top 5, but I couldn't find any other teams to put in there. So I kept them in, but they're the 5th best team in the AFC. I mean, in football. Tampa Bay, number 4. Seattle stays at 3. You know what? Now I'm gonna make Tampa Bay 3 and put Seattle at 4. I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Chiefs 2 and Steelers are now the number 1 team in football. They're gonna go undefeated. They're gonna get to 8-0 today. So, hey. That's my 5.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty boring.
But it's pretty. Who else you got, right?
Yeah, I mean I could throw Buffalo on there, but I
don't see them. I don't think they're a top 5 team. Yeah, I agree. I definitely don't think they're a top 5 team.
I mean, think about it. I mean, the Ravens' 2 losses have been to the 2 best teams in football. So I
think the Ravens deserve to be where they are.
Yeah,
definitely deserve to be where they are. So all right. So last week we did the NFC West, the icons for each team, which is pretty fun.
Yep.
And this week we're gonna stay out west. Shout out to Snoop. Everybody on the Coast. Maybe not Ice Cube, but other people. Ice-T, maybe. Hammer, whoever else is out there. What's that dude's name from San Francisco? I see his face too. I get Humpty. I don't know. Anyway, I can't think of the guy's name. E40. Yeah, shout out to E40. So we're doing the AFC West, which has some really, really awesome and old AFC. Really, they came from the old American Football League, right? The AFL. And all these teams came into the 60s, I think, into the NFL. And all of these teams have like a storied history. So it's pretty exciting, including the Chiefs, who When I think in the first Super Bowl against the Packers after the merger.
Packers. Yep.
So, all right. So we're going to start off with your LA Chargers.
All right. Well, Chargers, I think this is really between three people. Okay. You have Dan Fouts, who was prolific quarterback back in 70s, 80s.
Yeah. Eric Coryell.
Then you got your boy Phillip Rivers, who is the most prolific quarterback in Chargers history.
Yep.
But if I have to pick an icon, I'm giving it to the Hall of Famer,
Antonio Gates. Boom. No?
Not Gates. You know where I'm going with this.
Justin Herbert. He just got there, but he's a good duck.
Yeah, I'm going with the pride of Terrapin Country, Sean Merriman.
Wow, you're going with lights out?
Of course not. I'm going with LT. LT is the iconic Charger. Yeah. That was a cool dance, though.
That was. It really was.
No, LT, dude, to me, he's the most iconic Charger. I mean, you might say Phillip Rivers or Dan Fouts, but LT was awesome. Awesome, man. Yeah. So fun to watch. He could do it all. And he's in the Hall of Fame, man.
LT. There's only one LT in my life, and that's the LT I choose to use, man. He made the visor cool. I don't know why he made that. I don't know why it was just him. That Sports Center commercial.
Oh yeah, with the mail.
And it's just not going in the right place. And it just, I guess, like, these aren't even mine. He looks at him. He just
that was great.
It's just awesome. Pride of TCU, Horned Frog, all day. LaDainian Thompson, definitely our iconic Charger. It's got to be him.
Yeah.
So we might as well just go with another easy one. Let's go with the Denver Broncos.
I mean, we don't even need to talk about this one. I mean, Elway. You know what I mean?
It's this one's for John. I mean, it's just who else?
No one even comes close.
No. I mean, there's been great Broncos.
Yeah.
But there's only one John Elway. The dude, it's like John Elway was built to be a guy in a Western. The way that he looks, just getting off his horse, coming in town. He was a gunslinger. Those games against the Browns, going to the Super Bowls, losing, then winning the two, Terrell Davis, back-to-back, and the helicopter spin in the end zone. Then, retiring on top and then becoming the general, president for the team, still being there. And he's recovering from COVID, so we just wish him good luck with that. So it's John Elway.
Yep.
Two tough ones. We're gonna win two rival teams. I mean, this whole division hates each other, but two rival teams, Chiefs, Raiders. I'm gonna start out with the Chiefs.
Okay.
The Chiefs have, Lynn Dawson and Neil. I forgot his name. Gosh, I was a defensive guy, Neil something. They Christian Okoye. They had the Nigerian Nightmare. You just had the Chiefs just have a long history of great players, and of course,
Will Shield,
the greatest quarterback of all time, almost right now. They have already. They had Joe Montana for a little bit. Shoot, I'm saying had him for a little bit. I'll say he was there, but to me, there was one guy who was a Chief that I don't know. The dude was just a Chief. He was part of the community. And when he passed away, I think it just really hurt just the whole team. That's Derek Thomas.
Dude,
it's
Derek Thomas, yo. Like, this is temporary.
Yeah.
Temporary.
The dude will always be part of the lore. Yeah, but in Mahomes until
in 10 years. Might not even take that long.
7.
Mahomes is going to take over that status. But dude, Derek Thomas was a beast, dude. He was a machine. He was,
He was
yo,
a
there were
cheater.
times where you could not stop this guy. I mean, you could. I think he didn't he have like 8 or 9 sacks in a game. I mean, it was something ridiculous amount of sacks he had in the game. He was a beast. He was. Remember, he was a guy like if you were playing the Chiefs, you were like how the game plan was to stop Derek Thomas.
Yep.
Like, how you gonna stop this dude, man? So yeah, when I think of the Chiefs, you know, before Mahomes came around, he was the iconic guy I would always think of as Derek Thomas.
Yeah, definitely Derek Thomas. I don't think that it's Derek Thomas.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we're going to end, of course, with the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, I think we're going to disagree on this one.
Well, I honestly, I don't. Well, yeah, I think we're going to pick different people.
Yeah.
But the Raiders have so many.
Yeah,
They have so many. My number one guy, due to the fact he went to Florida State, they named an award after him in college football, would be Fred Biletnikoff.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, he's Fred Biletnikoff. I mean,
is that your answer, Fred Biletnikoff?
Huh?
Is that your answer?
No. I said it would have been. No, just being homerish, it would have been him. Or you know, the kicker, the Polish powder keg, and Sebastian Janikowski, one of the best kickers of, you know, place kickers of all time. But a little Polish powder keg. But for me, it's Gene Upshaw.
Okay.
Gene Upshaw was the first guard, I believe, full-time guard to be nominated to the Hall of Fame. And then also what he was to end the NFL and football afterwards.
Yeah.
And everything it meant up until he passed away. He wasn't like the guy. I mean, you know, offensive linemen aren't the most famous people in the world, of course. They do the dirty jobs, but some people go past that. And I think him and Art Shell are two offensive linemen who are two of the greatest of all time and led that team to like I think maybe 3 Super Bowls together. But Gene's, you know, contribution to football as a whole, to me, made him, not only is he a Hall of Famer, not only is he sometimes even rated as the greatest Raider of all time, but one of just the best representatives of the sport.
Yeah, like you said, his contributions after his playing career, it was the president of the Players Association. I forget his exact title, but he was pivotal for years to come, you know, after his playing career. I'm going to go a little bit different. And then I struggle with this one, but at the end of the day, I'm going with John Madden. I mean, he is iconic. He didn't play.
I thought of him. Yeah, but I'm not sure if we were picking coaches or not. So that's why.
But yeah, I threw him on there because when I think of an icon, I mean, Madden is an icon. My second choice,
super icon.
Yeah. I mean, he coached those good Raiders teams like in the 70s, and you know,
people don't even know that though.
Right. He was a great coach. Then he had a great broadcasting career, and then
he had a video game that has never stopped since.
Yeah, I mean, he is iconic, and I gotta go with John Madden. Now, if I had to pick a player, it would have been Marcus Allen, but I said iconic. It's got to be Madden.
Yeah, because I was thinking Marcus Allen, but then I was just like, well, you know, they had Bo Jackson too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. In my eyes, Bo Jackson is the icon.
No.
To me, and this is just me, Bo Jackson is the greatest athlete I ever seen. He is, and it's not even close. Bo Jackson is the greatest athlete I ever seen.
I mean, the dude was an all-pro running back, and he was an all-star in baseball. Not a person who sat on the bench. He started. He was an literally one of the top players in baseball. As you know how much I love Deion. You know how much I love prime time. Florida State. Played for Atlanta, San Francisco, Washington, and the Ravens, right? Prime time. Played for the Braves, but played for the Reds, played for the Yankees. The dude played a football game and a baseball game the same day.
That's crazy.
But Bo Jackson was a beast in whatever he did. No one's been like Bo.
Nobody.
No one will be like Bo.
Nobody.
That dude was special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So no, John Madden. Boom. It's just John Madden. I mean, those Thanksgiving Day games. Oh my God. Him and Pat Summerall.
Yeah, man.
And they would do NFC games. There was the NFC. That's why I love the NFC. Y'all had those born AFC people.
Oh, okay. That's right. Okay.
Yeah. Oh my God. I grew up with Pat Summerall and John Madden.
But see, now we have Jim Nance and y'all have Joe Buck.
Yeah.
He's terrible. But anyway.
He's terrible. Yeah. I don't want to talk about that. But I love that. That was definitely good. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
We agreed on 3 out of 4, which is like surprising.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that. So sticking with football, since one of our teams has to win a record, and we'll talk about them. And I know you stumbled across the game. You didn't even know what happened, who they played, when they played, or how they played. But your team, 2-1 now after their first defeat against Northwestern.
Yeah,
running off 2 big wins. Went to Happy Valley and beat Penn State. How you feeling?
Dude, I'm feeling good, man. Tualia, man, he is looking awesome. That first game, he looked terrible. Who did we play? Northwestern? Oh, man. He looked horrible. But, man, these last 2 games, good Lord, man. I feel it's so good. I feel like we finally have a quarterback. All we got to do is, get better on defense, get some better players up front in the trenches on both sides of the field, man. But we have weapons on offense, man. We have a quarterback who knows how to run this offense, and it feels good, man. It feels good to actually go up in Penn State and win a game. But it's kind of cool because those coaches, Franklin and Loxley, they were at Maryland together. So it's kind of cool that now they have these, they're both head coaches, minority head coaches, and they're having a certain level of success. Well, Franklin way more than Loxley, but it's just
maybe Loxley's getting there.
Yeah, so, it's good. It's good to see.
Yeah, I mean this is their 3rd win in the 44 games they played against each other.
Yeah.
But it's still fun. It's fun because again they're border states, and one's below the Mason-Dixon, one's above the Mason-Dixon. So that's you know how to say that. But this season has been a topsy-turvy season, and the Pac-12 finally played this weekend. Was their first weekend back.
Oh, okay.
So congratulations to the Pac-12 for joining us. We, at least for me, we missed you.
Welcome back.
Exactly. And they even had a game canceled due to COVID, which will not be made up in their first weekend back. So, and that's just the world we live in, right?
Yeah.
So, but the big stories of the weekend were the best team in Virginia, Liberty University, went on the road and beat Virginia Tech.
What?
Liberty, who's ranked 25 in the country.
Hold on, Liberty University.
Liberty, yes. The Flames, yes.
Beat Virginia Tech.
Beat Virginia Tech at home, 38-35.
Wow.
So they are now the best team in the state.
Man.
So more props to them. And Indiana, who didn't come through for us, even though Michael was born there, I still don't understand. Beat Michigan in a battle of ranked teams.
Ooh.
And Harbaugh's now 1-2. Obviously, we know he can't beat Ohio State. He lost to a really crappy Michigan State team.
Ugh.
It's time for him to go. It's a weird year. But even if it wasn't a weird year, how many Outback Bowls can you go to? Seriously. Like, the dude hasn't been to. He's bought Michigan winning football, but not Michigan football. This isn't the Bo Schembechler football he was brought up in. This is, hey, we'll get 7-8 wins. We'll never beat Ohio State. We'll be okay. Maybe we'll beat, when that rivalry was there, Notre Dame. We'll maybe beat Michigan State. We'll beat other people. We might lose to Penn State every now and then, but we'll beat everybody else. We'll beat Nebraska's and all this other stuff. And we'll go to the Outback Bowl. If you want, then you got it. But if you want it more than that and compete for national championships, he needs to go. And he needs to go now. And I honestly feel that to win back, he'd do great. I really think he's a pro coach. And he needs to go back because being at Michigan is not working. He's not working. I know every week I feel like I'm firing people for reasons just like our new owner, Steve Cohen, went in there and cleaned house and got rid of it. That's what you need to do. You need to get rid of everybody.
Now, the funny thing, though, would be if Harbaugh actually does beat Ohio State this year. That would be funny.
Yeah, but that'd
be funny if he beat Ohio State and saved his job.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. But yeah, that would be funny. But that's not gonna happen.
You never know, man. In the year of COVID, you never know.
It's true. It's true. And you know what? Ohio didn't come through for us. But
well,
no. Ohio was red. It wasn't blue.
Yeah.
It was red.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The Ohio didn't come through for us.
Oh, didn't.
Didn't.
Oh, okay.
In the running joke of the day. Still, I don't think they're not winning. And he needs to come. There's going to be so many job openings. He needs to take one of them, and I think he'll do it. I think he'll do a great job when he comes back.
Okay. Well, you haven't talked about the biggest upset of yesterday.
I think we covered that earlier.
Oh, okay.
Like at the beginning of the show. No. What are you speaking of specifically?
Clemson going down. Down goes Clemson.
So I picked Clemson to lose that game.
Oh, okay.
Only because Trevor Lawrence was, even though it was 2 overtimes, and they were scoring up and down the field, and the game was at Notre Dame. That was actually Clemson's first game at Notre Dame. And they went down in overtime, double overtime. I think it was 44, 40, something like that. But yeah, the number one Clemson lost. Trevor Lawrence will be coming back. They're still going to make the playoff. This game will probably be replayed in the ACC championship game.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. My first question is going to be, what's the rankings going to be now? Where's Notre Dame and Clemson going to be ranked? Then secondly, is this going to keep Clemson outside the playoffs?
Yeah, no, this is not going to keep Clemson outside the playoffs. They still have they're still going to dominate. The SEC is eating it. And this outdoor, whatever now. That helps Florida. But Clemson's still Clemson. And I think if they go through the rest of their schedule undefeated, which they should, then there shouldn't be a problem. And they're going to play, and they get a chance if Notre Dame stays where the game is to avenge this loss, then they'll be fine. And that'll be the ACC championship game. Because when you look at the ACC, it's ACC, but they're going top to bottom. There's no conferences this year. So it's just all teams stacked together. So the top 2 teams will win the championship game, regardless. It's going to be Clemson and Notre Dame. So, okay. And once they revenge that loss, then they'll go on to the playoff, I believe. So,
okay.
Yeah, that was. I didn't watch the game, but I heard it was good. Some other stuff happened yesterday. I was a little bit distracted. Because it was really nice weather. So, what do you got to sum up the show?
Say what?
The show, because I've been like a quick hour that we've been talking, but nothing to sum up. What's your sum of the show? What's your, your ending paragraph? What do you have to sum up this week and final thoughts?
Final thoughts.
PTI has been on for 20 years or something. What was that? 15?
Wow.
Yeah, they've been on.
Wow, I guess that sounds about right, I guess.
Us doing this for 20 years.
20 years?
Can you imagine us?
No, I can't imagine that one.
Dude, oh my God. I'd be like, so today on NY, heard it's NYMD. NYM, I was about to get to it. Just start old crotchety dudes doing
I
sports.
already got gray in 20 years. I don't know what's gonna be there.
Yeah, wow. Luckily for me. Luckily, well, I just don't have hair, so that's gonna be different. So I'll probably look the same. So yeah, it's yeah. So yeah, I just want to bring that up. But go ahead. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, man. But I just want to say, like I said, it was a long week. At the end of the day, you know, getting back to the election, at the end of the day, the people have spoken. But honestly, I just want there to be newness in terms of unity in the country. And I know this sounds corny, but I'm just tired of all the divisiveness, man. I really am. I just really hope. I just want us to get to a point where we could be civil and kind and actually respect each other's opinions and not. Let's just be nice, man. Let's just be more civil. Let's give people a chance, and see. Look, at the end of the day, we want what's best, right? We just want what's best for the country as a whole. Let's just hope that leadership, that new leadership puts us in the best position as possible. Look, we all at the end of the day, we all want what's best. We all want what's best for our country, for our state, for our families, and for each other. And that's how it should be, So
Yep, I agree.
So
yeah, I just again, like you said, I just want what Queen Latifah wanted. UNITY.
Yeah.
Just unity. Let's all come together. We all are Americans. And let's just be American and come together in this time and do what's best for everyone.
Yeah.
That's basically it. So, and what's best for everyone really is to find our podcast. We're here on StreamYard and right now live on YouTube. You subscribe NYMD Podcast. Of course, you can find us on Facebook, on IG, and the Twitter, NYMD Podcast. There wasn't a lot of that going on this week. A little bit distracted by some things. But next week and this upcoming week, we're definitely going to pick it up 1,000%. So, and also you can find us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, iTunes, wherever you find podcasts, you will definitely find the NYMD Podcast. Everybody stay safe. And as the governor of the state said, wear your damn ass. And we'll see you next week.
All right, y'all. Peace out.